Hi guys and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're just joining, hello and welcome to the family. So today we're talking about a movie called Afamefuna. Afamefuna talks about the traditional Igbo trade system whereby young boys go to serve with big top business merchants where they learn trade for particular months, and when they are good to go, they send them off with money to set up their own trade system. So the main character here that we're talking about today is Afamefuna. Afamefuna mom took him to the city to work with a big man named Udogu. So while he was the Udogu, he was learning trade. He was doing a lot of work. In the meanwhile, Afam's father died of tuberculosis at the beginning of the movie. So he had no known. That was why his mother shipped him out to go learn trade. So while Afamefuna was in the city with Odogu learning trade, he met some few friends such as Paul, Amanda, which is the chief's daughter, although they were not so close. But he was so close with Paul and Obun and some other people who were selling under Odogu. So Afam was very honest and upright. He used to always remember what his father would tell him as a child, that most times it's not money that matters, that it's integrity that matters. So all the while Afam had been working with Chief had been observing him, knowing, seeing how good his boy was. So on a particular day, a set of people came to invest with Odogu, that they needed him to trade with them. So Odogu refused, that couldn't trade with them. So Paul had to approach Odogu that why did he not want to trade with those people? And then Odogu spoke in parable and told Paul that I'm an elder. What I see sitting down you cannot see. That most times when these kind of people they come to trade with you, their money will disappear and then they will remain. So Paul said, okay, no one could stand him. So Akam was surprised. 2 weeks later, Odogu's goods were seized by customs. So Akam had Chief complaining that he needed 10 million naira to go resolve the goods. So Akam went to the custom officer, looked for the clearance of stand and helped in procuring the goods. So at that point in time, they were able to secure the goods and they were coming back to the shop. Paulo also caught some sort of traders who came with fake notes to buy goods from the chief, goods worth 400,000 naira. So Paul was able to detect that the money was fake and they chased away the boys. So on men seeing the whole excitement, Chief now declared that Paulo was free. So Paul went to go and buy a bottle of whiskey and cola nut so that he could receive blessings, and he left. Meanwhile, when Paul and Afam were very, very close, guys. Paul and Afam were very, very close. So when Chief had asked that he would go bring the cola nut and they thought that it was for Paul, not knowing that it was for Afam. So when they got to the sitting room, Afam was surprised that his family members were in Chief's sitting room. So he was asking his uncles and his aunties if there were any problems, and he said no, that they were invited by Chief. And then Chief asked Afam to go ahead and collect the cola nut from Paul's hand and bring so they could bless him. That was where the rift began. So out of annoyance, Paul left the ceremony and went outside, and Odogu blessed Afam. There was time for him to go and start to show that he had been observing him, that he had been serving him faithfully all this while. So Paul was outside. Afam came to meet Paul to speak to him, and Paul was annoyed and told him that he stole his right, that he had come before him, that not normally in the system he ought to have left before Afam, but the order was read that Afam stole his blessing from him. So Afam trying to persuade him now, Paul now told him that it was not his brother. So Paul went ahead to go and trade with those people that came to ask Odogu for business, which are the Danladi brothers. Unknown to Paul, these people were involved in money laundering activities. So he kept on, and then he got himself in trouble. He kept on demanding money. So he called Amaka, Chief's daughter, to please borrow him money. So she did borrow him 1 million naira, and since then she had not heard from him. So while Afam was going, Afam saw her sobbing and asked her to stop crying. So a few years later, things had gone out. Amaka was seen shopping with Paul, whereby Afamefuna came in. So he said hello to her. They They knew themselves, they liked each other. So she was wondering how come she was still with Paul. And he asked her, after all Paul did to you, why did you take him back? So she was like, just as, and then he proposed, he pitched himself and told her that they are falling in love with her, that she should please set the proposal. So Afam went ahead to her father to greet the father, and then the father was like, I know that you still like my daughter, go ahead and do the right thing. So in that time, Amaka was dating Paul, and then she went over to ask Paul that what about their marriage or settling down? Paul had no intentions of settling down with Amaka. He was only using her and sleeping with her. So she had earlier come to her senses, and then she got married to Paul. While she got married to Afam, sorry, she got married to Afam. While she got married to Afam, they were celebrating Afam's father's remembrance when the police came to tell them that they had just found Paul's dead body. So Afamefuna was taken to the police station. So on taking to the police station, Afam had to tell the police all he knew about Paul. So Paul knew that the child that Afam and Amaka had belonged to him. Unknown to Amaka, he kept on blackmailing Afam every single time. In the meanwhile, Afam kept on paying 5 million naira to the Danadi brothers that Afam was owing. So out of mere anger and desperation, Afam stopped making payments for the money because every time Paul would come to task him of money, and yet he's still paying debt for him. And he's so rude, he feels so entitled to the money. So when he called that very day that he was not going to make payment anymore, that was when Paul was kidnapped and killed. So unknown to Amaka, she didn't know that the child that they had was for Paul. So when Afam came out of the prison, he showed his wife the DNA test because she had not known. She said he knew she was crying, and she pleaded with her husband that she didn't know that the child had belonged to Paul, that she thought the child was for Afam. So Afam forgives her, and that was how Paul ended because of his greed. Now, what are the things that we can learn from this movie? One, wherever you find yourself, be dedicated, work with all your whole heart. Two, honesty is the best policy. No matter what happens, no matter where you find yourself, be honest. Honesty pays. And the thing is, you don't know who is watching you, watching what you do. In time, people will come to recommend you. All right. And then four, self-entitlement mentality is very bad. Paul was very, very selfish, kept on blackmailing Afamefuna every single time, which was not fair. The boy did all he could just to help him as a brother, as a friend, but kept on draining him. And so Afam got tired of the blackmail and all. The last year was when he blackmailed him about his son. And irrespective, Afam was ready to take care of that boy, whether the boy was his or not, because it's a child that he had grown up with. And that was how Paul's life ended. So that's the whole story about the film Afamefuna. If you want to see it, you can go to Nigeria Rock to download it, or go to Netflix. You see the movie on Netflix. So guys, if you're just joining the family, please subscribe for more information, for more tips like this, guys. All right, welcome to the family. Bye for now.